Part 29. Shenhao, My Fiancée is a Villain Female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 281. The official announcement from Dragon Kingdom shocked everyone. Is this an agreement reached with Tian Cheng? However, Zhang Cheng's voice made everyone feel unrealistic, but they could not refute what he said. Tian Cheng New Energy is thousands of years ahead of you in technology. Is it possible that we can't bring the world forward? Do we have to leave the technology to you? Of course, the so-called technology can be given, but are you wrong in threatening me? Do I lack your capital? The last sentence made everyone suddenly realize. Yes. Zhang Cheng's company has never been listed, so there is no such thing as capital control. Now it is said in the market that the total market value of the three Zhang Cheng companies exceeds 1 trillion. But, they haven't listed it yet. Your valuation is always just a valuation. If someone doesn't go public for a day, he will still be the boss of these three companies. Something to do with capital? And that's not even the most important thing. There are three Tiancheng companies, except Tiancheng Industrial, which is currently engaged in real estate and is a bastard. The remaining two are technology companies. Their simultaneous voices also represent Zhang Cheng's response to the threat of global capital and their so-called moral hijacking of common progress of mankind. The three Tiancheng companies stated. Due to foreign resistance to Tiancheng company's entry, we finally decided after many days of discussions. None of Tiancheng's products will be exported abroad. Previous projects including the construction of renewable clean energy buildings and Tiancheng holographic projections for major companies abroad have all been cancelled by the company's senior management. I'm sorry, from now on all Tiancheng's products will only be used by Longguo people. The Tiancheng International website will be closed immediately, sorry. As soon as the official statements of the three companies came out, almost instantly, all international websites that had been built were shut down. This action stunned everyone. WTF, WTF. Just disconnect yourself from the world and only play with yourself? Do you want to be so tough? After seeing these pieces of news, all foreign capital and those netizens who wanted to kidnap were stunned. Are you so devoid of martial ethics? Just give up and make no money in the world? Is what he said true? Don't enter the international market, just play these things in the Dragon Kingdom? Is he not sick? I don't know if he is sick or not. Anyway, I just know that I can't use holographic imaging to project my favorite wife. At this moment, those addicted two-dimensional people who were still looking forward to the launch of holograms were dumbfounded for a moment. Where is this? Shouldn't you compromise? At first, this group of foreign netizens were still excited that they could squeeze the Dragon Kingdom again. What are the various reductions and exemptions and benefits? Just like those companies in the Dragon Kingdom in the past, if they want to open up the international market, they must sell products with much better quality than those supplied to the Dragon Kingdom at a low price. After getting used to this mentality of giving benefits, they naturally waited for Tiancheng Company to compromise. As a result, people stopped playing with them. Is he sick? The international market is so big, but he doesn't want it anymore. A bunch of idiots, really think I want to sell toilet seats. But there is one thing that should give me a headache. Zhang Cheng had a toothache. Obtaining this technology means that many places do not need to consider the problem of insufficient energy charging. For him, by providing Longguo's technology, Longguo not only has to give him money every year, but also has a large amount of money waiting to enter his pocket. Not only to make money, but also to make a lot of money. Even if I make money in the Dragon Kingdom, it's not something you can imagine. However, he has never thought about actually closing the international market. How could he not earn their money? That's because Zhang Cheng is playing in energy technology. Zhang Cheng is playing with future technology. If you resist and want to extort money, it is not Zhang Cheng who will lose. Zhang Cheng pinched his eyebrows. It was really impulsive to announce new energy technology too early. How much money did Long Kingdom spend to introduce the network and establish communications? Is this company stupid? It becomes unsafe to go out in broad daylight. I don't have time to pay attention to you during this period. Let you worry by yourself. Long Guo is under pressure. I will put my mind back to Yayu first. Zhang Cheng also took the time to read those comments from abroad. Zhang Cheng couldn't help but sigh. He realized that he was too famous now. Mr. Zhang responded to their blackmail with a word go and an explanation of closing the international market, making their clamor and threats in the past few days suddenly vanish. When he finished harvesting Yayu, he had a lot of time to plan. However, how could they understand Zhang Cheng's operation? Fuck, nice job. Hey, my damn charm has nowhere to go. Zhang Cheng himself put down his laptop after giving the shutdown order. The summary is, Mr. Zhang is awesome. If he went out as openly as before, those fangirls would pounce on him regardless of their own safety. Without paying a big price to obtain these things, the environment of the Dragon Kingdom may be even worse than those of small countries, and people are still struggling for food and clothing. You still want to threaten me like this? This late night is destined to be sleepless. They thought a lot, but they never thought that Zhang Cheng would refuse to open the international market. In Longguo itself, the netizens who were watching the fun were extremely excited. These people haven't figured out one fact yet. Don't let yourself die. But without announcing it, what if the fake Shenhao system rewards him first? Mr. Zhang is awesome. As expected of you, you are still so hardcore. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 282. Zhang Cheng spoke out late at night, and the statement issued together with Longguo made people all over the world doubt their lives. In fact, this controllable nuclear fusion technology does not have any meaningful help in the research of new weapons. But it is an extraordinary technology that can bring nearly unlimited energy. The sun itself is a huge controllable nuclear fusion. This kind of technology will be of great help to mankind's future space exploration and the current problem of excessive energy consumption. People will no longer worry about electricity. All equipment that uses traditional energy sources can start to use electricity as an energy source. This is what capital and big countries are flocking to. Once this technical capital is obtained, even if he reduces the price of electricity to you, he can still make a lot of money. Capitalists who received Zhang Cheng's reply immediately convened an emergency meeting. In Europe, in the United States, and everywhere in the world where capital exists, discussions are taking place. America, still in the same manner. Old Pierce's face was gloomy and uncertain. He looked at the capitalists in front of the conference table and said in a deep voice, "That ignorant guy from Long Kingdom directly closed the international market. What do you think?" In his eyes, the capital in Longguo is just a group of incompetent people. How to exploit more severely, how to exploit more thoroughly? None of them. The only way to do it is to play another set on paper. This is also the reason why Longguo wants to learn from them, but has always learned only superficially. This group of people dare not exploit them. Therefore, old Pierce is very confident that he can control them. Let their group of listed companies deliver money to them. But when facing Zhang Cheng, his method of playing with public opinion and threatening him didn't work at all. Zhang Cheng didn't bother to offend him at all. According to Zhang Cheng's words, human progress around the world. You all commit suicide in front of me and I won't even look at you twice. Facing old Pierce's inquiry, Capital sitting here tacitly kept his mouth shut. In this situation, they don't know how to participate. If the capital is not large enough, there is really no way to directly intervene in Longguo enterprises. Will tapped the pen in his hand and said thoughtfully, "Pierce, the best way now is to let it go first. Tianchen will not accept this threat. He's playing with technology, not toilet seats. You will not be threatened by us. Will's words hit the core, and the others nodded in unison. In terms of technology, whoever holds the initiative is qualified to negotiate. The previous threats were really unwise. Old Pierce looked at him and asked, "What do you think? What do we do next?" Will turned the pen in his hand, and after a while, he said seriously, "Let's put some pressure on him first, so that he is willing to come to us to set up a branch. Now that the Dragon Kingdom is speaking out, we can't send anyone to assassinate him." Old Pierce frowned and said in a deep voice, "Do we really have to wait for him to come over in person to make money?" Over the years, their capital has been arbitraging money in the Dragon Kingdom. Over the past few decades, he has absorbed too much wealth from the Dragon Kingdom, and he knows how fat those people's wallets are. Will nodded and said, "Pierce, you made a mistake. Bring him in first and then discuss cooperation. What we want is to have the power of the United States and some of its dependent countries. Don't go to a place like Dragon Kingdom to get too involved." Having said this, Will paused for a moment, then showed a playful smile, "But who said we have to abide by the gameplay? Aren't there a lot of soft bones in the Dragon Kingdom? Throw money. Throw money hard. Let them sneak into Tianchen New Energy Company, steal key technologies, and then we can develop them ourselves. The most I can do is pay him some royalties. Whoever can sit here is not a powerful person in the United States. To make money they will not follow the rules. If they were really good people, could they easily pocket tens of billions of dollars? Capital is not something everyone can call capital. Without a certain amount of cash to play with, who dares to say that he is capital? The last thing they lack is money. Yes, I support Will's idea. This method is best for our current interests." Well, Will is right. After a group of people listened to Will's words, everyone nodded in agreement. After reading the deep meaning of these words, Old Pierce nodded and said, "Then act according to your method. I hope there will be no accidents this time. Then let's make arrangements. Not just the United States, almost every capital is trying to obtain Zhongcheng's technology." They acted very quickly and started arranging manpower almost immediately. Zhongcheng, who was in the Dragon Kingdom, just got up at this time. Early in the morning, my cousin Chen Xiaoxi, who had not heard from her for a long time, unexpectedly sent him a rare message today. Cousin, please reply when you receive it. My dad asked you to come to my house today. Besides, today is Saturday. I'm so bored at school. Qingying's wife is on leave for the past few days. Why don't you come over and take me home? After seeing the message sent to him by his little cousin, Zhang Cheng smiled. Still the same. However, he also missed his little cousin a little bit, who was considered a golden assistant in seducing girls. So I sent a message back. Okay, I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock. Then, before Zhang Cheng put down his phone, Chen Xiaoxi replied to him with a message in seconds. Your lovely cousin Xiaoxi received it. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 283. Chen Xiaoxi was lying on the bed in the dormitory of the School of Finance and Economics, holding the phone in both hands. That little round face with some baby fat was full of smiles. Hey, look at my cousin coming over to show you off. Chen Xiaoxi smiled like a fool. Chen Xiaoxi became angry when she thought that those people didn't believe that her cousin was Zhang Cheng. My cousin will be there as soon as I call. There is no corner in the entire Magic City School of Finance and Economics that has not heard of my cousin's name. Xiao 11, what are you giggling about? Chen Xiaoxi wiped the saliva from the corner of her mouth, turned her head and glanced at one of the harems on the opposite bunk. He, my cousin came to pick me up today. Chen Xiaoxi smiled proudly. Hearing this, several other people in the dormitory were surprised. Everyone gathered around Chen Xiaoxi chattering, and I started asking questions. Really? Is it Zhang Cheng, the founder of Tiancheng, who is very popular recently? Wow, Xiaoxi, is your cousin really Zhang Cheng? Can I get Senior Zhang Cheng's autograph later? He's so handsome. These days, they are no longer suitable for chasing stars. Mr. Zhang, why are you here? The scheduled completion date was finally brought forward. Come and visit this new headquarters. Zhang Cheng passed him and came to the window, overlooking the scenery below. Then he walked into the chairman's exclusive elevator and went straight to Zhou Hao's office floor. Feeling the eager and attentive behavior of her roommates, Chen Xiaoxi squinted her eyes with great satisfaction. Third wife, press harder. I want a stronger one on your shoulders. That cute little round face with a bit of baby fat is filled with indescribable comfort. So far, the company's new headquarters is pretty good. After parking the car, Zhang Cheng took out his identity card. Oh, I'm so hungry. I really want to eat the crab noodle dumplings in the cafeteria. Especially after being surprised by Zhang Cheng's big move, he understood that he had to change, otherwise he would not be able to keep up with Zhang Cheng's pace. The whole book is spent watching Yu pretending to show off his wealth. Arriving at Zhou Hao's office floor, Zhou Hao greeted him as soon as he got out of the elevator. After driving for nearly an hour and a half, Zhang Cheng finally saw his masterpiece. Come on Xiaoxi, I'll beat your legs and squeeze your shoulders. Let me tell you, my massage skills are great. As soon as the latter words came out, several harems immediately said, Dear Xiaoxi, I will go and beat you right now. Here, the only one who moved here was Zhou Hao. There is less than a month left before the construction of the world's first renewable clean energy headquarters building is completed. Xiao 11, wait a minute, I'll buy you 2 cages. After Zhang Cheng got up, he made himself a breakfast before heading to the new headquarters. These two people have long been brainwashed by their looks and are no longer interested in the so-called celebrity faces and internet celebrity faces. The food in the cafeteria is not authentic, the store outside the school is. Seeing that his company's landmark building was about to be completed, Zhang Cheng smiled with satisfaction. At present, it seems that dominating a plot is not particularly difficult. You are all part of my harem, give me whatever you want. Especially there are 2 beauties in the dormitory, Chen Xiaoxi and Su Qingying. It's always been. Because of the plot of Yu, a fake god, there is no supporting role about the CEO character. For a time, Chen Xiaoxi enjoyed the best service her roommate had given her since the semester. During this period, Zhang Cheng used the robots redeemed by the system to build and improve the new headquarters 24 hours a day and night. Zhou Hao's temperament has changed a lot now, and he has become more assertive. Line up and come one by one, Chen Xiaoxi said proudly, sitting on the bed. Now all Tiancheng employees have begun to move into the new headquarters building in batches. As for the candidate for president of the new energy company, Zhang Cheng decided to choose one from an acquaintance. Oh, no, 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 Xiaoxi, you can order takeout yourself. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 284. The smile on Zhang Cheng's lips proved that he was in a good mood. At the very least, Zhang Cheng was excited when he saw that his name had resounded throughout the world. He is also a time traveler. Although he was also the president in his previous life. But facing such a huge foundation, he still felt an unspeakable excitement in his heart. Able to get rid of the control of capital, able to ignore the threats of foreign capital consortia, and even ignore the world. All this can still bring a lot of pleasure to Zhang Cheng. Standing in front of the window and looking at the scene outside the window, Zhang Cheng sighed, who would have thought that one person could accomplish such an achievement in a few months? After Zhou, who was standing behind him, heard this, a smile appeared on his face. Yeah, just a few months. My own boss has already accomplished an achievement that shocked the world. As for the goal that seemed big at the beginning, the goal of muddying the stagnant water of Demon City, now it seems insignificant. Zhang Chen didn't even go to ask personally. Zhou and his group of subordinates have already completed it themselves with the unparalleled resources provided by Zhang Chen. Mr. Zhang, do you need me to report to you on the progress of the recent investment company? After hearing Zhou's words, Zhang Chen said casually, tell me the key points. This was just something he casually created when Tiancheng Group was just starting up, in order to carry out threatening acquisitions through the weaknesses of various company shareholders that he obtained in the original plot. There is only one purpose, to swallow up the shares of other hundreds of billions companies in Shanghai. But later he gave up on devouring the Su family. For no reason, just because the Su family belonged to Yao Mei, he would not do it. Currently, we have controlled more than 15% of each other's equity in several other $100 billion companies in Shanghai. In addition, he also controls more than a dozen small businesses. Among the shares acquired by Roche, we have exceeded 29%. Hearing this, Zhang Chen burst out laughing. Roche. It still exists. When Zhang Chen mentioned Luo Shi, he thought of young master Luo Lizi, who was so frightened that he peed and pooped when he killed Ye Tian that day. Roche, let's buy it directly sometime. Zhang Chen waved his hand and no longer cared about this kind of problem. With the cash flow wealth he currently has, it is enough. Even if it doesn't work, various means can be used to make Roche's stock price plummet. Yes, Zhou nodded and responded. After listening to Zhou report some important situations and work progress in Zhou's office, Zhang Chen interrupted him. Okay, I can rest assured that you can do your job. Take me to the energy management control room. After saying that, Zhang Chen took the lead in walking towards the elevator. When he came this time, in addition to taking a look at the company's construction issues, he also wanted to activate the energy pipe of renewable clean energy. Only he can activate this device. Once activated, this company will become a completely self-sufficient new energy company. Under the leadership of Zhou, Zhang Chen came to the control room on the 4th floor. The door opened, and the scene inside made Zhang Chen feel completely new. Behind the special glass window is a huge energy tube, which is shining with light blue light. Okay, you can go out after coming in, Zhang Chen said to Zhou. Leave it to me to operate this place. You tell everyone to put down their work, save their files, and have all departments prepare for a power outage. At the same time, ask the technical department to cut off the outside power cord and replace it with the new energy main system. Zhang Chen finished instructing Zhou and waited for him to leave before walking to the main control computer. Tian Chen, start the system. In the empty control room, Zhang Chen suddenly shouted. The words just fell. The dark control room suddenly became brighter. The surrounding operating computers and the main control computer light up at the same time. Hello Master, System, Tian Chen, at your service. A sweet female voice sounded out of thin air. This is the future intelligence system that Zhang Chen purchased in his own system mall. The only one who can use it is Zhang Chen himself. When Zhang Chen held a product launch conference before, it was Tian Chen who intercepted them and cut off the live broadcast signal. If we talk about the Tian Chen system level, it is equivalent to Jarvis in Iron Man. It is a high-end artificial intelligence system. Attention to all personnel in the position, keep all documents and information on hand within 10 minutes. We will turn on the clean energy system in 10 minutes, please pay attention to all departments. After receiving this notice, everyone put down their work and everyone became excited. Is it finally starting? Excited, are we the first people to enter the era of unlimited energy? Calculate. Everyone in each department who heard the notification quickly saved their files and projects, shut down their phones and waited. Everyone who was close to the inner circle ran to the glass window to watch. Have you heard? The reason why our company is built in a circle with a space in the middle is to show everyone something. Don't make any noise, just watch. Under the expectation of everyone, time passed little by little. In the control room, Zhang Cheng said to the Tiancheng system, "Start self-test." Self-test program starts. Vacuum chamber safety. Spiral magnetic field safety. The central viewing area is safe. Self-check completed. Master, do you want to start operation? Hearing Tiancheng system's answer, Zhang Cheng smiled slightly. Turn on. Opening. The spiral magnetic field has been formed, and the plasma is heating. The energy is close to its maximum. Energy formation is stable. Turn on stable output mode. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 285. Kaka. The new energy headquarters instantly brightened up and all systems returned to normal use. Just when everyone was confused, System Tianquan's voice spread throughout the building. The reactor has been turned on and energy has been continuously output. Wow, look. Suddenly, an exclamation made everyone look over. Then everyone made the same cry in unison. Fuck. So beautiful. Only at this moment did they discover that the areas above the third floor had been made into vacuum magnetic fields. Scalp-numbing silver electrical energy flows in the magnetic field. Even though it's beautiful, everyone is a little scared to think that these are electricity. If there was a leak, and such a powerful energy burst out instantly, everyone in the building would be evaporated instantly by the electricity. My scalp is numb. Me too. Although she is so beautiful, I am inexplicably scared. Although the scene in front of me was shocking, it was more frightening. Because all this energy is flowing under their feet. An accident, everyone will die, no one will be spared. It doesn't matter what insulating suit you're wearing. When the temperature is high enough, the role of insulating clothing is to make you die slowly. Zhang Chen was also there, staring blankly at the liquefied electric energy outside the glass window. Tian Cheng, turn the energy back into the vacuum pipe. It looks a bit scary like this. Zhang Cheng slapped his mouth and then ordered. Okay. In the control room, Zhang Cheng left after checking all relevant equipment. Outside the door, there was Zhou Hao who had been waiting. After seeing Zhang Cheng come out, Zhou Hao immediately stepped forward and said, "Mr. Zhang, the energy supply is very stable." Zhang Cheng nodded, "Well, just send someone to check the vacuum tube every day. Now that it's turned on, I'll leave first." After going back and forth, Zhang Cheng found that the day passed quickly. "Mr. Zhang, walk slowly." After leaving the new energy headquarters, Zhang Cheng sprinted towards the School of Finance and Economics. This new energy operation was successful, and Zhou Hao did not miss this opportunity and directly posted a video of the successful operation on the official website. For a moment, those who had been paying attention to Tianquan's movements immediately discovered this video. There is no doubt that this operation was successful and no one will have any doubts anymore. Tiancheng has mastered unlimited energy. And that's just the noise on the internet. What is really shocking are the countless foreign forces. In the world of heaven and earth, Yu lay on the bed and allowed himself to be served by the two princesses. But there was anger in his eyes. I looked at the Tiancheng news reports on my phone, as well as Zhang Cheng's comments, the reactions of foreign capital, etc. The more he looked at it, the more unbalanced he became. The fruit phone he just bought was thrown out by him. Damn it! Yu suddenly lost his temper, so frightened that the two princesses did not dare to move for a while. The emotions of such big people are capricious, and they know that if they make the person in front of them angry, they may die. Big men are not so easy to cling to. Damn it, why is it him again? Yeah, you gritted his teeth. This Zhang Chengzhen can be found everywhere. Play with your mobile phone, and he will be the one pushing the news. You can meet him even if you go to a hospital. What is this? Did you owe him something in your previous life? I just saw Zhangcheng's Tianquan New Energy headquarters officially launch cold nuclear fusion technology successfully. The whole world was shocked. This kind of headline news. Yeah, you felt even more unhappy. In the original work, this technology originally belonged to him. Whether it is hydrogen energy vehicles, cold fusion technology, or renewable clean energy companies. The later period is all his. But Zhang Cheng took it out for him in advance and carried it into the car for his own use. This made Yayu extremely angry. Although he didn't understand why he was angry, Yayu felt angry when he saw him. Every time he posted something, Yayu felt that he was missing something. I'm sorry, I just saw something that annoyed me, please continue. After a long time, Yayu finally regained his composure. Seeing the beauties hiding on both sides and not daring to move, Yayu felt a little apologetic. It was his own ugliness that was exposed. The two good-looking princesses got closer and closer when they saw that Yayu seemed to be back to normal. When the two got closer, Yayu suddenly took action and hugged them. The two princesses shouted softly. Then they heard Yayu whisper in their ears, I scared you just now, please let me make it up to you. After saying that, Yayu directly started to vent his anger. Zhang Cheng drove the Aston Martin, and after speeding all the way, he finally arrived at the School of Finance and Economics. Chen Xiaoxi, I'm here, where are you? Arriving at the campus, Zhang Cheng sent a prestigious message to his little cousin. Cousin, you're here, I'll go find you now. Another voice message came back within seconds. After Zhang Cheng sent her a seat, he got out of the car, lit a cigarette, leaned in front of the car and started smoking. The schoolgirls passing by looked sideways at him. When he was about to finish smoking a cigarette, several excited voices sounded. Ah, is that the real Zhang Cheng? Wow! It's really him. So handsome. He's much more handsome in person than on TV. Zhang Cheng looked away and found that his little round-faced cousin was rushing towards here with a group of girls. After seeing Zhang Cheng turn around, Chen Xiaoxi's eyes lit up. Then she left her harem behind and trotted towards Zhang Cheng. Two ponytails swayed behind her. Suddenly, some cute sounds came into Zhang Cheng's ears. Cousin, I miss you so much. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 286. Zhang Cheng had a headache. Watching Chen Xiaoxi rush towards him. Chen Xiaoxi ran directly into Zhang Cheng's arms and hugged her for a while before letting go. Cousin, I miss you so much. The round-faced man raised his head and looked at Zhang Cheng with big eyes. Looks very cute. However, Zhang Cheng felt a headache. He rubbed her head fiercely and lectured, you are so old, and you are still crawling into your cousin's arms all day long. Chen Xiaoxi said a little aggrievedly, I miss you. She really thought about it? Since the last time, I haven't seen him for almost 2 months. Especially recently, I have been seeing news reports about Zhang Cheng on my mobile phone every day, as well as his various remarks against foreign countries. This made Chen Xiaoxi admire her even more. The harem people around him were all discussing Zhang Cheng, which made the little round face feel even more proud. Don't you see that all the people in your harem around you are looking at you with envy? Okay, I'll take you to play next time. Zhang Cheng couldn't stand her, so he could only rub her head and said helplessly. Miss me? I don't think I've seen you call Su Qingying out to play with me. Could it be that you have so quickly forgotten the fact that you are a gold medal supporter in flirting with girls? Hee hee, thank you cousin. Hearing this, Chen Xiaoxi suddenly showed a small tiger tooth and smiled broadly. Zhang Chen looked outside again, and asked the three girls standing aside with some restraint, who are they? Chen Xiaoxi let go of his arm and said, they are my harem. Qingying's wife is the eldest wife. This is the second wife, the third wife, the fourth wife. Hearing her introduction, Zhang Cheng suddenly felt a pain in his head and quickly interrupted, okay, I understand. Hello, my name is Zhang Cheng. Thank you for taking care of my cousin. Although Chen Xiaoxi had a headache, Zhang Cheng still had to be polite and smiled at the three of them. The three girls suddenly screamed when they heard Zhang Cheng greeting them. Surprised and delighted. The male god is talking to us. You're welcome, my dear, Xiaoxi is a very nice person and doesn't need our care. Yes, we are good sisters. Speaking of the handsome man, can you sign your name for us? If possible, can we take a photo together? Looking at the three girls in front of him, Zhang Cheng thought wrong again. No wonder they can play so well with Chen Xiaoxi and their relationship is so lively. It seems that among the round-faced harem, Qingying girl is the quiet one. There was no other way, but at the strong request of several people, Zhang Cheng took a photo with the three of them. After doing this, we can take Chen Xiaoxi away. Chen Xiaoxi, you can do it? You are already playing with the harem in the car, Zhang Cheng sneered at Chen Xiaoxi, you are already playing with the harem. Are you not afraid of your dad anymore? Chen Xiaoxi's face turned pale and she quickly explained, cousin, don't get me wrong, my sexual orientation has not changed. If my father found out about this, he would definitely be scolded. Cousin, you can't tell my dad about this, or I will say bad things about you to Qingying's wife. Because all those who have shares are given by him. It seems that this little round face has also learned bad things. Do you know you're wrong? The two of them were laughing and joking along the way. They were stuck in traffic for a long time during the rush hour and drove for 2 full hours to get to Chen Xiaoxi's home. Uncle Zhang Cheng greeted. Therefore, when facing Chen Qian, Zhang Cheng could not help but feel good feelings in his heart. He asked the question directly. As soon as she entered the door, Chen Xiaoxi shouted, Dad, Mom, I'm back. In the villa, Chen Qian and his wife were watching the news on the sofa. Zhang Cheng shook his head. But Zhang Cheng refused. If you dare to tell my dad, I will dare to speak ill of you to Qingying's wife, and I will talk about you in her ears every day. It happened to be a traffic light, so Zhang Cheng freed up a hand and quickly pinched Chen Xiaoxi in the passenger seat. When Zhang Cheng sat down, Chen Qian immediately said with a straight face. Zhang Cheng is indeed a man of one word now. As long as it is his words, no one can object. After the two women left, Chen Qian said, what's going on with your company? I know, my face hurts so much, please let go. Or I'll cry for you. After hearing Chen Xiaoxi's voice, the two of them turned around and looked at the man next to their daughter. Chen Gan suddenly smiled and said, Xiao Cheng is here? Come and sit down. Chen Xiaoxi raised her head and said firmly, I didn't. If you don't fight for 3 days, go to the house and uncover the tiles. Jiang's company was disintegrated, and its equity was so dispersed that I couldn't make major decisions. Zhang Cheng lied casually, I had no choice but to let Jiang's company go bankrupt, and I secretly invested in the previous technology company. Even after Zhang Cheng went bankrupt, Chen Qian tried his best to let him live in the Chen family. Zhang Cheng suddenly became happy, hey, you have learned how to threaten me. Oh, Chen Xiaoxi muttered, and then ran to the study to get tea. Only then did the series of events between Zhang Cheng and Su happen. Chen Gan is Zhang Cheng's uncle, and his mother is the eldest daughter of the Chen family and Chen Gan's sister. The Chen family and the Zhang family have a very good relationship. Zhang Cheng's aunt, Li Yuuru, got up and went to the kitchen to prepare today's dinner, and did not listen to the rest of the conversation between the two. They are no longer well behaved. Who dares to object? I'm just stating the facts. He pinched the little bit of flesh and turned it in a clockwise circle. Xiao 11 goes to make tea. The purpose is to make a statement. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 287. In today's three companies, Tiancheng Technology, Tiancheng Industrial, and Tiancheng New Energy, my shareholding ratio is absolute equity. Zhang Cheng said proudly. In just a few months, he established three groups without having to manage them every day. The talents we are looking for also have firm loyalty to the system, so there is no need to worry about rebellion. Every subdued supporting character is 100% loyal to Zhang Cheng and will never rebel. This is why Zhang Cheng dared to leave the development of the company to Zhou Hao and Mo Rongpeng with confidence. Zhang Cheng would not dare to give up his power without passing the appraisal. This is not distrust, but that few people can resist the temptation of such a huge interest group. Yet after listening to Zhang Cheng's explanation, Chen Qian said and then asked, "Are you really planning not to enter the international market? This loss is not small." Chen Qian was a little unbelievable that Zhang Cheng was unwilling to enter the international market. You know, with the three technology groups in his hands, even surpassing today's Fruit and Facebook companies will be easy. Who said we won't do it? Zhang Cheng smiled, and then said, now they are threatening me, with tens of billions of dollars in patent fees every year. Who are they looking down on? If I put this business in my hands and every powerful company in the world provides me with money, how rich will this fund be? Listed companies, large companies with assets of over 1 billion, are qualified to build buildings. And those heavy industries that consume a lot of electricity. These are hidden wealth. To capture these people, not to mention collecting fees once a year, even if they are collected once every 10 years, how much will it cost based on the size of the enterprise? What's more, technical maintenance twice a year is a small amount of money. It's not too late for them to be happy about obtaining more efficient energy at half the previous price. Doing capital is not about being a fool. Don't they understand what makes a lot of money and what makes money fast? To build new energy technology based on the company's scale, I will charge a usage fee of 300 million once every 10 years, which translates to 40 million a year. Aren't you happy with the money? Leave the technology to them. When new technologies are developed, will they still use this new energy? Will the usage fee still be paid? Won't. After listening to his analysis, Chen Qian couldn't help but nodded. Indeed, Zhang Cheng's method makes the best money. But it is extremely difficult to implement. If there is a global boycott, there is nothing he can do to stop it. Seemingly sensing Chen Qian's doubts, Zhang Cheng added, they will accept it? When they see that Dragon Kingdom's technology has entered a period of rapid development, they will be unable to restrain themselves from seeking peace. After the two chatted for a while about the world's view of Tiancheng, Zhang Cheng asked, Uncle, why did you call me here this time? In the past, Chen Qian would not disturb him. If he suddenly called him over this time, something must be going on. Hearing Zhang Cheng's question, Chen Gan suddenly showed a wry smile. I'm here to borrow some money from you. Why is this operation so familiar? Chen Qian sighed and said helplessly, the company was suddenly acquired by a mysterious rich man who owned 31% of the shares. Moreover, he has been making great moves during this period and has been using money to acquire the shares of some small shareholders. Zhou Hao must be instructed to pick off Luo Shi as soon as possible, and then it is time to plunder those opportunities about Yayu. Otherwise, if Yayu signs in for a few more days, Modu estimates that many large companies will have his shares. Zhang Cheng thought for a while and said sternly to Chen Qian, I will settle the equity in his hands for you. Don't worry, you don't need to prepare money. Zhang Cheng. Borrow money? We have to find a way to stop this system from functioning. If Chen Qian buys Yayu's shares now, it will undoubtedly give him a large amount of cash flow. Zhang Cheng rubbed his temples and said with a headache, we know him. Bai Fei and his group invited him to a drag racing event some time ago. It seems that the Chen family is not too short of money. The business is pretty good and there are no debts. Zhang Cheng didn't want to spend this unjust money on him. Uncle, don't worry, Yayu will take care of it for you. There is no need to give him the money. This money is a big loss. By the way, these Shenhao systems are really interesting. Why do you suddenly ask yourself to borrow money? If a fake tycoon has more shares and more money, he will become a real tycoon. Mysterious rich man? What happened? Chen Qian glanced at him and said directly without hesitation, Yayu. Zhang Cheng had some guesses in his mind, but still asked, what is the name of that mysterious rich man? But I'm not a stranger, don't worry. Zhang Cheng found that he had fed Yayu for too long and it was a bit out of control. Hearing this sentence, what came to Zhang Cheng's mind? There should be several billion. It is still within the controllable range and can be won by spending a little money. So, I can only ask you to borrow some money first and let me apply to acquire the equity in his hands. Sudden acquisition of equity. Okay, Yayu's Shenhao system has been brought to this point by me. You don't have to do anything, just punch in every day, and you can get various equity interests. You don't need to work hard, and you can go directly to the top of your life. What, do you know Xiao Cheng? Chen Qian said in surprise after seeing Zhang Cheng's face. It's almost threatening me. There is a high probability that it will not exceed 50 billion. According to Zhang Cheng's rough estimate, Yayu's current worth should be almost tens of billions, right? Yayu, right? I understand. Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 288. Oh well. Seeing Zhang Cheng swearing so confidently, Chen Qian could only believe him. For him, if Zhang Chengdu can't believe it, then there is really no way to believe others. Although the Chen family and the Zhang family only met in his generation, the relationship between the two families has always been harmonious, although they did not bring huge wealth to the Chen family. But the Zhang family has been protecting them. Now the Chen family's billions of wealth is not indebted to any bank, all thanks to the help of the Zhang family. How many other companies don't owe money to the bank? Dad, cousin, it's time to eat. After the two chatted for more than an hour, the sky had completely darkened, and the street lights outside came on one by one. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's go eat first. Chen Qian stood up from the sofa first, smiled at Zhang Cheng and said, you haven't sat here for a long time. In the past, before Jiang's bankruptcy, Zhang Cheng could say that he would come here for a meal every week. Zhang Cheng chuckled and said, yeah, I kind of miss my aunt's cooking. The two walked into the restaurant. The table was filled with dishes cooked by their aunt Li Yueru. The table was full and extremely rich. Li Yueru took off her apron and smiled at Zhang Cheng. Xiao Cheng, sit down and eat quickly. This table is your favorite. I was thinking that since you haven't been back for so long, you bought more ingredients. This corn rib soup is your favorite. Cousin, let me serve you some rice. Zhang Cheng looked at the lively scene in front of the dining table, and a smile appeared on his face involuntarily. This kind of life is pretty good. However, he was always alone. He has not reached the point where he can give the fish their status. He is always alone. In today's world, most people are saying that men and women are equal and monogamous. However, Zhang Cheng disagreed. He relies on his own ability to make the world recognize his status and admit that I am worthy of them. If you don't admit it, then rely on your strength to fight until they think it's over. After having a harmonious meal with the little round-faced family and chatting for a while, Zhang Chen didn't leave until 10 o'clock in the evening when his little cousin saw him off reluctantly. After getting in the car, Zhang Chen thought for a while, let's go see Su Yao tonight. Then we'll go see Zhang Lai tomorrow. The itinerary is packed. Zhang Chen was a little emotional. I am really busy and fulfilled every day. That is to say, now there is no need to come forward and say anything, and I feel at ease. The three Tiancheng companies, under their own arrangements, focused on the construction of new energy vacuum tube cultivation, holographic imager production lines and practical applications. As for Tiancheng Industrial, it is still developing this real estate project. Zhangcheng has already planned to turn the business district center into a corporate center, building various buildings to accommodate branches of large companies. Gather together to build a new prosperous area of Magic City. He already has some ideas and will build a future technology industrial park here. Guangdong Province. Or build factories and create export routes. At present, Zhangcheng has completed 2/10 of the progress of his business empire, and he still needs to work hard on the rest. Build your own complete enterprise ecological chain. Without thinking too much, Zhangcheng started the car, stepped on the accelerator, and the supercar roared out, heading straight for Su Yao's cozy little villa. Is this woman Song Yiwei sick? She's biting me and won't let go. In the villa, Su Yao sat on the sofa, holding the corporate report in her hand, moaning speechlessly. During this period, with the rise of Zhangcheng, the Song family seemed to feel threatened, so their attacks on the Su family became more fierce. At the same time, the Long and Li families were also united. The three companies had announced a strategic alliance before, but now the Song family has made good use of it. Let's swallow Su's first. The Long and Li families are really sick. They used to have a good relationship with my Su family, but now they are going to war against us. Su Yao didn't know what to say. In fact, these three companies saw a sense of crisis. After seeing the relationship between himself and Zhangcheng, and seeing Zhangcheng's true strength and capital, he panicked. They planned to launch a wave of attacks on the Su family before Zhangcheng's industry extended to their territory. Swallow sushi and then discuss how to guard against Zhangcheng. Forget it, never mind. Su Yao was a little upset and put down the report in her hand. Picking up the TV remote control on the table, Su Yao turned on the TV and played a horror movie. As the horror movie entered its most exciting stage, Su Yao's eyes were also attracted by the content on TV. On the TV, just as the heroine turned back stiffly and looked at the ghost behind her. Wow! There was a sudden shout from behind the sofa, and then a head blocked her. Ah! Ghost! Su Yao, who was watching a horror movie attentively, was suddenly frightened and almost fainted. She wasn't afraid of ghosts, but she couldn't help but someone suddenly jumped out from behind and screamed. The whole person jumped up from the sofa as fast as lightning. I don't even bother wearing shoes anymore. Su Yao stepped directly onto the coffee table and jumped off. However, before he even landed, he was held in the air by a figure. Su Yao's face was pale and she kept struggling. Don't eat me, I'm just watching a ghost movie, you won't really come out of the TV and harm me. The villain killed you, what does it have to do with me, Su Yao? Su Yao kept shouting. There was a hint of crying in the voice. It looked like he was quite frightened. Snap! While she was struggling, the hands holding her suddenly moved and moved directly upward. Then he grabbed Su Yao's pair of A's hard. Su Yao's movements froze suddenly, and her heart felt cold. It's over, I'm not clean anymore. Even the female ghosts started to eat other people's tofu. What should I do, what should I do? Su Yao was anxious, but the next sound made Su Yao furious. Hey, this size has actually gotten bigger. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Shenhao, My Fiancée is a Villain Female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 289. Zhang, Cheng. Su Yao gritted her teeth when she called out the name. His eyes were full of anger and shame. Hateful. How dare he scare me? What if I'm afraid of ghosts? I'm scared to death. In those eyes, the mist that had been frightened suddenly evaporated, leaving only burning anger. Ah! You actually scared me. Su Yao swings her body wildly and breaks free from Zhang Cheng's clutches. After breaking free, she immediately distanced herself from Zhang Cheng, her eyes full of vigilance. Seeing her appearance, Zhang Cheng grinned, I didn't scare you. The sound he made when he entered the villa just now was quite loud, but Su Yao didn't hear it, and her entire attention was focused on the TV screen. That's why Zhang Cheng came up with an impromptu idea. There's a prank coming. However, this harmonious scene only appeared in novels. After being frightened, Su Yao did not cry loudly. If this were reality in the past, anyone who dares to make such a fuss will break down in fear and break up. If it's serious, you can punch through the TV screen with one punch, or even chop it with a knife. Especially when the lighting in the entire villa is adjusted to a dark effect. Su Yao can still maintain her current sanity, but she is just embarrassed and annoyed. This is entirely due to the 100% intimacy. Otherwise, Zhang Cheng's ashes can be raised tomorrow. Seeing Su Yao's angry look, Zhang Cheng felt guilty again, so he walked over quickly. Ha ha ha, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Holding Su Yao tightly, Zhang Cheng kissed her with a sincere tone. Su Yao originally resisted. But when he thought that he hadn't seen Zhang Cheng for a long time, he just let him kiss her. Zhang Cheng coaxed her for a while, and then he said, I'm going to make you a bowl of ginger juice and milk. Will you forgive me? Su Yao thought for a moment, then nodded, it depends on whether it tastes good or not. Was I coaxed so easily? Zhang Cheng smiled and walked into the kitchen. I took out a bottle of milk from the refrigerator and found some pieces of old ginger. Put the milk in a pot and boil it first, then take 2 bowls and put a little filtered ginger juice in each. Finally steam it in the pot. When it's done, 2 bowls of springy ginger juice and milk are ready. Take it out of the living room and put it in front of Su Yao. Su Yao couldn't wait to pick up the small spoon, scoop a spoonful of ginger juice and milk into her mouth. Suddenly her beautiful eyes lit up. Tasty. Then a large bowl of ginger juice and milk was quickly consumed by her. After eating, Su Yao put down the little spoon with satisfaction, collapsed on the sofa, patted Zhang Cheng, and said, well, I forgive you. Zhang Cheng grinned. Then can I sleep with you tonight? Su Yao glanced at him lightly, no. Then this matter is not up to you. After saying that, Zhang Cheng picked up Su Yao and walked to the second floor of the villa without saying a word. The two came to the room. Turn on the air conditioner. Under the dim lighting atmosphere, the two people became more and more passionate. Their eyes met and Zhang Cheng kissed her gently. Both of them are no longer young. They all understand. It's just that the two people haven't seen each other for a long time. At this moment, the fire in their hearts burned completely. Clothes were taken off one by one. Su Yao enjoys Zhang Cheng's invasion step by step. Zhang Cheng didn't show any signs of stiffness. Ever since he started fish farming, his skills have been honed to perfection. Leaving the red lips, Zhang Cheng moved down a little bit. Finally, we stopped on the peaks. After 10 minutes of warm-up, Zhang Cheng suddenly said, I want to take a shower. Su Yao frowned and said softly, then let's take the bathroom. Now that I'm all fired up, you want me to take another intermission? Don't bring this. Therefore, Su Yao is also very decisive and takes a bath together. Maybe she was a little resistant the first time, but as this life became richer, she was no longer satisfied with one scene. Zhang Cheng's fighting ability is very strong. So, no matter where it was, she was looking forward to trying it. Perhaps, it's like a sentence I saw when I was browsing those jokes. As long as the technology is good. I can do it in the kitchen, living room, balcony, and bathroom. Now Su Yao really feels that she can do anything. What should she do if she wants to try it? Development is all chosen after getting tired of using the same routine. Of course, Zhang Cheng enjoys unlocking new skills even more. Because this way the fun is doubled. Then let's go together. Zhang Cheng smiled gently at her. The two hugged each other and walked toward the bathroom. Through the window, fog rose in the bathroom, and soon the glass became blurry. But vaguely, the shadows of the two people can still be seen. Overlapping. Separate. Beautiful sounds sounded from inside. That sound is like the sound of nature. Of course, only women like Su Yao with a face value of 9.8 or above can do it. Unstoppable, unmatched. Finally, the sound of running water stopped. The two returned to the room and started a new round of confrontation, evenly matched. Su Yao's knees can touch her shoulders. She has practiced dancing and can also perform various unique skills. Until 2.5 hours later. The battle finally came to an end. Su Yao has fallen asleep contentedly. The previous battle has consumed too much strength. She was tired for a long time and fell asleep almost instantly. Zhang Cheng was lying down, entering the sage time. Recalling all the experiences in my mind, the corners of my mouth raised slightly. This is called life. However, Lu Mengli has no strategy yet. Etc. Zhang Cheng suddenly remembered something very important. I am dead. He had promised Lu Mengli before that he would see his figure when she woke up. As a result, Shenhao, my fiancée is a villain female CEO. Author, Floating Like Sand. Chapter 290. At this moment, Zhang Cheng, who had come out of the gentle village, immediately felt his scalp numb. What did I do? Although he knew that Lu Mengli would not have a negative opinion of him because of this incident. But you have to work hard to coax it yourself. The favorability level had already reached 99, but now it might have dropped by 1 point. What a dereliction of duty. I promised the girl something, but I didn't complete it? It should be, no big problem, right? Zhang Cheng murmured in a low voice. It's better to get up tomorrow morning and go take a look. Zhang Cheng sighed. Is this the first time you have broken your promise? Seems to be. In the past, whatever I promised would be completed within the specified time without any delay. This time, I actually broke my promise. After thinking about what to say tomorrow, Zhang Cheng covered himself with a quilt and fell asleep. Too tired. Combat is often the most tiring and exhausting thing. The #1 hospital in Shanghai, in the VIP luxury ward. On the hospital bed, Lu Mengli looked at the door and murmured, "Damn liar, I promised to see you when I get up early in the morning, but you haven't come yet." Lu Mengli laughed at herself. Perhaps that's what they were talking about. Maybe you are not important. Sure enough, men's mouths are unreliable. Everything that comes out of their mouths cannot be believed. When she thought that she actually gave him her first kiss, Lu Mengli felt a little unwilling. Have you really forgotten what you said? Seeing that it was already 1 o'clock in the morning, Lu Mengli turned around and slowly closed her eyes. A faint drop of crystal appeared in the corner of his eye. Early the next morning, Zhang Cheng woke up at 6 o'clock and immediately climbed out of bed. The movement was a little bigger, and Su Yao was awakened by him. Where are you going so early? His tone was full of weariness. Zhang Cheng said while getting dressed, I have important things to do today, so I won't have breakfast with you. Hearing this, Su Yao nodded, okay, slow down on the road. Um. After saying that, Jiang Cheng rushed out in a hurry, got in his car, and went straight to the nearest flower shop. In the morning, the freshest carnations had just been delivered to the store, and Jiang Cheng bought a bunch directly. Then he drove back home, took out a small ball, and went straight to the hospital. A breakfast, a bouquet of carnations, and a small ball. Jiang Cheng came to the hospital with a hastily prepared apology gift. 8 in the morning. Jiang Cheng came to Lu Mengli's ward. Looking at Lu Mengli lying on the hospital bed, Jiang Cheng breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he was still sleeping. But, I still haven't woken up at this hour. You must have been waiting for me for a long time last night, right? The round ball in the ward began to form Jiang Cheng's figure. Then he took out his mobile phone, opened a software, and dialed an account named number 7UU. Lu Mengli looked at him, the corners of her mouth raised, and her voice was a little relaxed. Then I'll forgive you half first. The look of grief and sorrow could not make Lu Mengli's complexion improve. Seeing the confusion in Lu Mengli's eyes, Jiang Cheng continued, after you have it, you can see me at any time and anyone you want to see. Lu Mengli just stared at Jiang Cheng indifferently, as if she wanted to see his next performance. Jiang Cheng raised his head swayingly, squinted his eyes and said, well, are you awake? The holographic figure was doing the same movements as Zhang Ben himself outside. As he spoke, he took out the small round ball he had taken out at home from behind his back. After arriving at the corridor, Jiang Cheng went directly to the corridor and also placed a small ball on the ground. P.S. I will post 5 updates first, and I will code the rest. I will definitely have 10 updates today. This is the apology gift I want to give you. Do you like it? Jiang Cheng didn't hesitate, just put the small ball on the ground and walked out of the ward. Coming. Jiang Cheng took a chair and sat beside the bed, waiting quietly for Lu Mengli to wake up. Seeing Lu Mengli's tendency to wake up just now, Jiang Cheng immediately pretended to be asleep, as if he had been here for a long time. It was almost 9 o'clock when Lu Mengli's closed eyes suddenly moved and her eyelashes trembled slightly. Otherwise, with her schedule, she would have fallen asleep as early as 11 o'clock. Lu Mengli's pretty little face turned cold instantly, and her voice was emotionless. Is something wrong, Mr. Jiang? The 2 balls flashed at the same time, and then, the ball in front of Jiang Cheng emitted a blue light, scanning Jiang Cheng's figure bit by bit. Lu Mengli was stunned. Jiang Cheng didn't say stop, and said with sincerity on his face, Mengli, forgive me, please. Buzz. Do you accept my apology? Mengli. Jiang Cheng looked at her and smiled to himself. This is our company's latest product, the holographic visioner. When I saw it, I saw a bouquet of carnations placed in front of me, and my quilt seemed to be pressed down by something. It was all my fault yesterday. I failed to abide by our agreement and let you down. With it, you can see me whenever you want. I just rushed back from Kyoto this morning and came here as soon as I landed. Time goes by little by little. On the surface, he looked like he had no choice. Jiang Cheng blamed himself very much and said, I'm sorry, after I went back last night, I was called away by the people above because of work. Finally, in Lu Mengli's extremely surprised eyes, the extremely real Jiang Cheng appeared. Turning her head, Lu Mengli was stunned again when she saw Jiang Cheng sitting in front of the bed with his eyes closed and resting. Eyes slowly opened.